Hello and welcome to the Energy Show. It is I, Sylvia, coming to you live from beautiful Eastbourne by the sea. And I am delighted to be here with you today and wherever you may be in time and space. Good morning to Lioness, to Alex, to Solar Phoenix, Julie, Carol, and Ilka. Hello, everybody. How, my dear fellow radiant, shining beings, multidimensional beings in the oceans of energy. I'm excited to be here with you this morning. And I've got my favorite topic, the topic that has completely dominated and taken over my life ever since I found it in 1993. And that is love. And I'm really looking forward to getting into that with you. So, as it came to decide what pendant I should be wearing today, love, a little red heart. No, I don't think so, because love is just so much more than that. And there could be only one real answer to that question, and that's the symbol for miracle, the gift. And so that put me right in the right frame of mind for the miracle of love. And why don't we just start today with just a little energy raising exercise? By all means, please join me in the heart position if you will. And I'd just like you to take a deep breath in and out as the English goes. Good morning, Marina and Kumazie. Hello, welcome. And I'd just like you to think for a moment of the miracle of love. When love came into your life and you got a sense, a taste, a moment of what that feels like, what love is. When you connected with that, when it just rushed through you like a wildfire, transformed you, created a miracle expansion. I'd like you to just connect with that for a moment, with the miracle of love itself. Then I'd like you to take a deep, brave breath in and out. And another brave breath in. And I'd like you to just open up those hands and let your love radiate out into the universe. Well done, everybody. I'm going to give you a round of applause for that. Yeah, so the miracle of love. But that's not the title of today's energy show. And I was wondering what to call this energy show. So could have been, now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Or what is love? And I know a lot of people will hear that straight going on in baby, don't hurt me no more. There's so many strange connotations and weirdnesses about it. As I was thinking about it, all these song titles came to mind. And then I started laughing and I thought, now let's start with a definition of love. And then I thought, no, why ask what is love? I know what love is. And it isn't what people mostly think it is. They think of it as an idea or a concept or an emotion or Um, some sad people think of it as an illusion or a delusion. There is some quote about ancient Greek philosophers who talked about people being in love being madmen, which I thought was quite interesting. And of course, we have my own favorite quote that I put everywhere: love without logic is insanity, and vice versa. That's kind of a rebuttal to the Greek idea. But see, the thing is that love is real. And that's where really the starting point is. It's not an delusion, it's not an illusion, it's not a word. It is a thing. It's a real thing. It is a substance. It is a flowing type of real substance that can be exchanged, that can be traded, that can be given, that can be received. And when it is absent, terrible things begin to happen. Love is a substance like water. It may be invisible, but we can sure feel it. We can sure feel it. In that way, that sound is invisible. But if the sound becomes too loud, you know, it could deafen us, it could hurt us. Sound can break glass, and we can't see it. Love is like that. It's a real thing that can touch physical objects and cause physical reactions. On the energy levels, above the physical level or around, below, to the side, wherever these multidimensional things exist, it is the most powerful force in the universe. It sandblasts away all other types of energy. It's incredibly powerful. And it is a thing, like a sandstorm or tsunami or a steady drip of water that over time can erode mountains. Love is a thing. And I think that's what people don't understand. And one of the things that I wanted to really get into was that love starts with attention. Love starts in people with attention. You can't love something that you are not paying attention to in some shape or form. It's an outward flowing energy form that happens when our energy bodies generate so much energy that it needs to flow out from us. It needs to pour out of us. And that's a fascinating thing, that we are designed to generate this energy. I find it fascinating. And so, from the longest time ago, and if you don't know who I am and what I've been doing, I invite you to look that up and learn a little bit more. But in the shortest and briefest essence, I came to the love party, as it were, the energy party, from animal behavior. And I noticed that there was an energy exchange taking place. And that if this energy exchange was being disrupted, then terrible things would happen. Behavior would change. Animals would become nervous, stressed, mistrustful, aggressive, and eventually seemingly hateful and attack. And the reason for all of that was not some evil energy, but it was the absence of energy that caused this terrible behavior. The absence of this real thing that is being traded and exchanged between animals, animals and people, and of course, people and people. There is a constant exchange and trade in this precious substance that is love taken place. And it's really fascinating because one of the things you always hear in at least Western society, I don't know about other societies, is this problem with attention-seeking behavior. And this is deemed to be a bad thing. It's a character flaw. It's a sign of weakness. Attention-seeking behavior must never be rewarded with attention because then it'll just get worse. And that is one of the greatest lies that I have. Well, I've come across a lot of lies, outright lies. It's a lie. Attention seek. What happens when we start thinking in terms of, instead of attention seeking behavior, of love seeking behavior? That's like food seeking behavior because you're starving, or water seeking behavior because you're parched and thirsty and you need this substance to remain alive. That's such a powerful thing to understand. And I know that many of you who are listening to me today already know this. They have experienced this, they have understood this. And that is why they are here with me, because that's what the core is of my work, is to have people reconnect with the simple truth. And this is a simple, scientific, observable truth, that there is these energy exchanges. And we call it energy, but we used to call it love back in the day. This is love, love and the absence of love. And when we phrase it like that, when we actually use that word, love and the absence of love, rather than the more technical, structural, abstract term of energy and the absence of energy, we connect as human beings to the concept in a different way. There is a part of us that wakes up and goes, love and the absence of love. I understand that. In fact, I don't just understand that. I know exactly what that is through my own lived experience. The difference between love and the absence of love, and how that affects us in mind, body, and spirit. And yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? Modern energy isn't just, oh yeah, we're going to sit in the lotus position and we're just going to dream and hallucinate about energy. It's not that. Modern energy puts mind, body, and spirit back together, but it pays attention to spirit first of all. So instead of mind, body, spirit, what we're doing here is spirit, body, mind, that way round. We start with the living energy body, which is our essential connection to the whole universe, the essential foundation upon which our lives depend in so many ways. The energy body keeps the physical body up. And when those two are reasonably well functioning, the mind all of a sudden starts to display its glory and its intelligence, its abilities to think straight, to make connections, to understand things, everything, why we're here, what we should be doing with each other and together, the meaning of life. And it comes back down and down and down to that essential thing, that the most important thing for us to learn about in this lifetime is to learn about love, how that works, what it does, what it is, ooh, and how we can get better at it, how we can use it to make our lives better, to make ourselves better, to make us into better members of our community, to make us into better leaders, into better lovers, better parents, better partners, better friends, simply better human beings in any which way you want to measure that. And so, yeah, love is important and love is real. Ah, my dear fellow shining beings, I am seeking ways of how to transmit this message to more people. And I would love to hear your input and ideas on how this can be accomplished, because it really is important. It is so, so, so important to, just remind people of the fact that there is this thing called love, this real thing that really affects people, that can make them angry and hateful and break out the machine guns. On the one hand, and on the other hand, that makes them empowered, strong, loving, caring, and intelligent. That's the core thing that we need to talk about, in my opinion. That's the core thing we need to talk about. Because once people are angry and upset and they start shouting abuse at each other, and there is no love, then both of them are suffering from the absence of love. Both of them are just hating on each other and trying to destroy each other. There's even if one of them wins, what is gained? What is learned? It's the wrong way forward. It's the wrong way to go. What we need to do is stop both of these. But stop both of them and just raise them up on the energy chart. And the higher they go, once they get past 0 into 1 and 2, all of a sudden it's, well, yeah, perhaps you have a point. Da, 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 da. And to get to a place where higher up, where these people can actually start talking about what's really the problem here, what's really wrong, what really needs to be done to make people happier. This is our catchphrase. This is our slogan. This is what we just say, our happiness matters. But what is at the base of that is this understanding that there are these real exchanges of this invisible substance. That is love, the real thing, that are causing people's thoughts, their behaviors, the political systems they adopt, the freakouts they have, the views that they hold of the world are dominated by the energy states. And the energy states are dominated by one thing alone, and that is love and the absence of love. So this is, to me, super important. I have sat in a corner and asked, how can I save humanity? And the answer is by not arguing philosophies, by not arguing religions, by not arguing politics, but simply finding more ways to raise people's energy, to somehow bring about a renaissance of love. Renaissance is the French term for rebirth. That love comes back into the discussion, that love comes back into the psychology books, that love comes back into politics, and love comes back into religion. Only then can we start to behave more rational, and less like stress-crazed lunatics with ourselves, the way we treat ourselves, the way we treat our own amazing physical bodies, the way we treat and respect and try to understand our own beautiful minds. And then, above all else, to finally wake up to the incredible importance of our living energy bodies, the spirit in the mind body spirit triad. That is the key, not just to happiness, but to physical healing, physical performance, to self-esteem, to lack of stress, to empowerment, to problem solving, everything, everything. Yeah, it's real. Love is real. It's the lack of love, the absence of love that is causing the problems that we experience at the personal level, at the relationship level, at the societal level, and at the global level. The energy chart plays out perfectly at any level you want to pitch it at. This is a law of nature. If the same rules apply for a horse in a riding school and global world politics, we have got a law of nature here that is much more important than gravity. It's extraordinary. And this message needs to go out, and I need help to put this message out. And I'm really looking forward to finding different ways of doing that now and in the future. And above all else, I will need your help. I am but one person, an old lady living in England. And there's many people who won't listen to me. Some won't listen because I'm a woman. Some won't listen because I'm old. Some won't listen because I'm German. Some won't listen because I'm white. Some won't listen because I'm fat. Some won't listen because they don't like my hair. Some won't listen because I wear glasses. Some won't listen because they don't like the sound of my voice or my accent. And that's okay, and I understand that. Understand that some people can't listen to me. I understand that. That's why I need many people, many voices in their communities telling this story, passing this on. Please do not rely on me to be the only one that goes out there telling these stories. Because if we do, really literally all is lost yet again. I'm going to have a look at some of the comments. If I don't get to your comment, I'm really sorry. And please also, if you're watching the replay, put your comments under the video where other people can see them and possibly be inspired by them or get to know you, get in touch, see your channel. Please do. We need to learn to network more and support each other more in this quest for more love that all of us here share. We want more love in our lives. We want more opportunity to receive love. We want to get more love, and we want to be able to give more love. And I don't know which one of those is bigger for me, possibly giving it. Giving it. I want to give more love to more people. I really do. That frustrates me more than anything else. Seriously, I don't need a pat on the back. Although I like them, they're nice. I've lived my entire life doing this shit without getting a pat on my back. This is about being able to give more. Not just for me either, it's a principle of things, but that might be for another day. Let's have a look what we are saying. Ilka says, I love this. If everybody would have this love is a thing concept, society would be so different. It would be very different. Very different indeed. And I would like you to take this away from this energy show and think about that in a quiet moment. What the problems of society are that particularly bother you the most. And contemplate this from this different point of view of not he said, she said, or you know, this is black, this is blue, this is green, this is white, this counter thing, you are right, you are wrong, but to contemplate whatever the problems are from that love standpoint and really think about it. Think about that. This is the missing X factor in the human equation. Love is the missing X factor in the human equation. We put it back in and we have a chance. We have a chance to do better than has been done before. Ah, Pavel. Pavel says, I am transmitting. Yes, you are. And I'm going to give you a round of applause. Gold star. You're doing wonderful work. Please continue to do so. Please do everything in your power to keep unfolding and expanding and reaching and touching more and more people. And I 100% say thank you to you, and I have your back. So Ilka says, I always wanted to make a school of love. I believe modern energy and the community energist is going pretty much in this direction. Yes, yeah, the community energist is really a school of love. Now, now I don't know if a school of love could be advertised, but it's possible that people are finally ready for it. Perhaps they're fed up with the endless bitching and moaning and fighting and canceling and hating and cursing. Perhaps they're getting fed up with it. Perhaps some of them are getting fed up with them. Perhaps some of them are ready for a different way, a holiday. Ha! That would be nice. Oh, good morning, Zilka and Marianne. Hello there. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Energy Show. Welcome to a place where love is a reality. It's not a hallucination. It's not a mental illness. It's a substance that is being traded and exchanged. It's a real thing. I love that. Let's see what Silke says. My experience is that many beings want to make other experiences and therefore do not consider the beautiful ways. Well, let us keep. People are complicated. I am eternally grateful that I learned the lesson of what happens to behavior and health and character, even when you do things to improve this flow of love, of energy, this when you support this trading back and forth of this actual substance, when you get a good flow of it going. I learned this on animals, not on people. I don't think I could have learned this on people. When you see two horses standing in an empty field, and one of them stops eating and starts looking around to find the other horse, and it clearly needs something from that other horse. And eventually it starts walking towards the other horse. And if the other horse ignores it, the first horse will escalate its attention-seeking behavior. If it's continued to be ignored, The first horse will eventually get aggressive and attack. It's a modern energy chart. It's so clear, so simple, and you can see it in people too. But I am eternally grateful to the animal kingdom, eternally grateful that it's there where I could see it so clearly, where I could learn this, the reality of this, with all these different breeds, all these different species, before then going into the human arena and seeing the patterns there too. But they are obfuscated. They are obfuscated by things, by ideas, by concepts, by religions, by very convoluted ways of thinking about everything. But they're obfuscated by language. So many things. But still, the fact remains love is a real thing and it's being traded and exchanged. If you pay attention, you can see that happening. Ooh. Kumazier says, you are spreading your love with all healing techniques you created, and so many people are using them for themselves and others. I am so glad, and I really am glad for every single person who I'm super grateful to all our marvelous trainers and community energists, and really all others who go out and tell people about this. This is it's not a cult, this is not a religion. It is a scientific observation of what happens when these exchanges are being disrupted. And also what happens when we are creating more positive energy flow. This is in our own energy bodies. If we raise energy and get better flow into our own energy bodies, we become healthier and happier. Hey, woohoo! You know, we might live longer. Who knows? Other people find us more attractive. It's extraordinary. It's really kind of groovy. So yeah, I love it. uh, oh, that's an interesting comment. Ilka says, spread the love you never received based on the knowledge of modern energy is a real powerful way, I believe. Hmm. Well, I know a lot of people are out there who are, nobody loves me, nobody's ever loved me. And they have this real built into their self concepts that that nobody's ever loved them. Now, we've been doing Star Matrix now for 2.5 years, and there is plenty of counter evidence. Everybody's been loved at some point, but they probably didn't recognize it or didn't realize what it was because it didn't come in the form of, I don't know, a love letter or somebody on their knees holding up roses. I have no idea. How do you know when you are being loved? How do you know when somebody or something loves you? How do you know that? What are your star memories on being loved? I mean, I've been looking into this, so I can answer this question very quickly because my mind has now learned to find these memories. And the moment I asked the question, I remembered being a youngling on the shore of the North Sea and literally having an experience of the wind loving me. The warm wind of that summer day, literally loving me. And having that sensation and then that thought, the wind loves me. Today, the wind loves me. I don't know if you've had experiences like that. Don't know if you've ever had a pet that followed you around and couldn't take its eyes off you. And there may have been a moment when you just turned around and looked into that dog's eyes or that cat or horse or child, and had this energy sensation go through you. And you thought, oh my God, this being loves me. Yeah. So there's two parts to this. First is that people have been loved much more than they are consciously aware of. Much more. That's because we've been so entrained all our lives to focus on the trauma, where people have mistreated us, where we fell off the horse, the one time the dog bit us, the whole thing. We've been so focused on that. And that, of course, over time, you cannot blame our beautiful minds if all the evidence in that court is presented is negative. That as the members of the jury, we then come to the conclusion, yeah, there was no love. There was only hatred and trauma and rejection. That's because the evidence was so unfair. The other side never got to make their case. Yes, there was love. There was a lady living next door who gave me a sandwich one time. There was a stranger in the street who smiled at me encouragingly. I don't know. The counter evidence was never presented. So, at the very least, if you feel totally unloved in this lifetime or something like that, just stop with the judgment, stop the proceedings, and say, wait a minute, this trial was completely unfair. I want to hear from the other side. And that's Star Matrix. And I cannot recommend that highly enough. To spend a little time with Star Matrix is a wonderful thing. So that's this, not being loved thing. Everybody thinks because of this that they just need more love, that they're some kind of black hole or a bucket with a hole in it. And nothing could be further from the truth. And what Ilke said is completely correct. If you loving something else is where the power arises, where the energy system raises up the most, where you are becoming more empowered. And we've got this whole thing with gratitude. Gratitude for now. Gratitude is sort of an advanced version of this. Let's start with something simple and basic. Start with something that you love. And learn about it and love it some more. And we just had on the Community Energist, we had the crystal party exercises, and that's really groovy. And one of the exercises on that, and I'd like to share that with you, was how to love a crystal. And crystals are uncontroversial. They don't hurt you. They haven't bitten you. They're just sort of sit there. They don't do anything. So it's quite safe to love your crystal. And the exercise is really as simple as taking this crystal and going, you're so beautiful. I really like the way you got little rainbows inside. It's so smooth, these sides. It's amazing. How can you be so smooth? And you're cool in my hand and heavy. And you're so old, and yet so beautiful. Oh my God. I love you. Simply by telling the crystal how beautiful it is, how it makes you feel, how it reminds you of all things magical, just talking to it and telling it why you love it, spins up this generator, this energy generator of outward bound energy. And this outward bound energy is what draws fresh new energy through your energy body so that you can bring it out. And that's what revitalizes and reactivates and energizes your energy body. See, the old people in the old people's home, you can go in there and say, we love you, we love you, we love you, and that'd be nice, and give them attention, very nice. But you all must have heard those reports where they bring in a cat or a dog or something, a hamster, that the people can love. And that's then where they really notice the staff. Oh my God, that person is not so forgetful. They're not so angry. They don't seem to be complaining of their headaches so much. Outward bound love is a real thing. Generating it and putting it out is a real mechanism, if you want to call it that. It's a real system that really exists. It's wonderful. And more people need to know about this. Whew. Let's see what Lorna's saying. I love your self-awareness. You are a perfect bringer of love. I'm a perfect bringer of love. That's Lorna. Oh, Linda. Sorry, Linda. Oh, yeah, and probably have to tap on that. This is put that in your self-concept and smoke it. People, a perfect bringer of love. Thank you for that, Linda. That just really made me laugh. At the perfect time, as I believe Earth is becoming a planet of love, and I'm still learning to remember how to send out love to all I meet always. Dear Linda, thank you so much for your comment. And please be advised that as a living, breathing human being, you are not expected to be sending out love to everybody all the time. I think we'll be much better at that after we've died, after we shuffle the mortal coil to be angels. Don't flagellate yourself in the name of love, please. And yeah, I think I must make a meme of this and post it to social media. Do not flagellate yourself in the name of love. That is not how it's done. That is not how it's done. Just start with compassion, a little bit of just compassion and friendliness, and do the best you can. Do the best you can. And get angry and shout and scream and cry and dance and sing and live and just live. Live, 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 live. And with the idea of, I want to learn more about love. I want to try to do it more often if I can, just be light about it. Be light about it. The last thing we ever want to do is make love into yet another burden that we have to carry, where we have to be perfect, where we have to grit our teeth and pretend to love things that we don't, or, just be light and happy about it. It's very important not to try and be a saint while you're still alive. You get to be a saint after you're dead. And everybody forgets all the things that made you human, and then you can be, this perfect angel of love. Absolutely love that. The perfect bringer of love. This makes me want to do classic EFT. Even though I'm a perfect bringer of love, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Okay. Linda's laughing. So that's where I'm going wrong. You're not going wrong anywhere. You just possibly have for yourself, or for whatever reason, or somebody did it to you, put too great an expectation on you. This made me laugh. Do I have a modern energy chart? I'm going to have to share this joke with you. That has to be done. Let me find a quick modern energy chart I can put on the screen. There we go. Hey, there it is. Now peek around the side. Peekaboo. Okay, I saw this and I thought, okay, every single human being alive on this planet today has multiple personality disorder. Every one of us has been every one of these aspects at some point or the other. And they have different beliefs, different behaviors, different reactions. And wait a minute. So if all of humanity suffers from multiple personality disorder, then it surely can't be a disorder anymore, can it? I hope you find that funny. I thought that was highly amusing. Yeah, so, well, we're trying to do our best here to get higher on the modern energy chart, and to pay attention to the needs of our living energy bodies, and do the best we can. But at the end of the day, we are people, and we're going to be perfect when we get to be angels. Don't have to be perfect, just human. Just do your best. That's really all I would ever ask of anyone, including myself. Okay, so yeah, love's a real thing. I know Alex is in the chat, so he'll want another exercise. And the perfect bringer of love. That just made me laugh. Let's do this. Why not? Let's assume the heart position for a moment there. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's just say that I'm a perfect bringer of love. When you say that, what happens? Do you start laughing? I do. I start laughing. I think that's just so funny. Perfect bringer of love. Really, really, really funny. I'm the perfect bringer of love. Well, in magic, we say things 3 times. Say it one more time with me. I am a perfect bringer of love. And I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. I know that if I was with a live audience, you could hear the laughter. But it's actually quite fun, isn't it? Our self-concepts, they suck. We have literally no idea how amazing each one of us is. And that's not me buttering up people at all. It's just the fact that something that I know. I know that about people. That every single person has terrible self-concept. I'm a perfect bringer of love. What would happen if we were to say, I want to be a perfect bringer of love? How's that different? And that's where we go back with Linda earlier here. This is a tall order, isn't it? A perfect bringer of love. But perhaps there is such a thing. Repeat this after me. I am the gift that only I would have to give. Now that is 100% the truth. And that I can 100% in scientific ways prove to be correct. Let's remind ourselves of that one more time. I am the gift that only I would have to give. At that point, we can just open up and allow that gift to be released, just for the moment, to create an open outward flow from our heart center. unconditionally, so it may touch whoever it may touch. The miracle of love. If you do any meditations, if you sometimes sit in a garden or on a park bench and you think about things, the miracle of love is a wonderful thing to think about. To come to your own thoughts and your own conclusions, to connect with your own memories on the topic, to ask your own questions, to become much, much more aware where you are already giving so much love in so many different ways to so many different entities, existences. We can all certainly ask, how can we love more? How can we learn to love more powerfully? How can we stimulate our capacity to love more powerfully, to connect more powerfully, to take this precious, precious substance that we generate and give it to someone who may be hungry for it, starving for love amidst the oceans of energy. So I thank you, my dear shining beings, for your attention today. I am extremely grateful and honored that you would share your precious time with me today. I am really, really grateful and thankful, and you are my favorite people in the universe. By none. Yeah, had to say that, had to say that. Yeah, so next week in the UK, there is mad celebrations for the Jubilee of the Queen. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to be happening, but I will take my place for the energy show. And it may be that what I just said, starving for love in the oceans of energy, will be the topic of the title, because EMO, Energy Emotions, 20th birthday is in June. And that's really kind of a wonderful thing, and a wonderful thing to celebrate and to look forward to and see what we can do with that. And I look forward to meeting here and to do some more wonderful energy work that will bring more love into the world, bring more life into the world. And anything and all things that you can personally do to assist us in this, I applaud with all my heart. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our energy show for last energy show in May of 2022. I am going to wish you a fantastic week. I'm going to charge you with finding things to love and practicing that outflow of love. Not so much waiting around, oh, who's going to love me, who's going to give me attention, but actually practice the outward going version of it that really spins up the energy system and that makes you feel better, feel younger, feel more immortal as you go through life, and spread a little happiness as you go by. So, with lots of love, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm looking forward to what'll happen next week's energy show, Sunday Live with Sylvia. Lots of love, and goodbye for now.